game starts with a shot of a spaceship, the Pill of Awesome, approaching a giant hula hoop floating in the middle of outer space. The captain, Captain Keyes, is talking to a sexy hologram assistant Cortana about how they're boned because the aliens trying to murder them, the Covenant, caught up to them after they ran away from them like a bunch of little bitches. The giant space hula hoop they found is just what Captain Keyes needs to fulfill his lifelong dream of becoming a professional hula hoop dancer, so he decides to take the risk and land the Pill of Awesome on it. However, the Covenant start boarding the Pill of Awesome, so Captain Keyes wakes up Halo, the badass cyborg marine, to kill the Covenant in the name of hula hooping. This marine here thinks he knows better than Halo and tells him to follow him, but he walks right into an exploding door and fucking dies. Heh, serves him right. Halo could have easily defended the Marines from being killed by the Covenant by picking up an assault rifle or enemy plasma rifle, but he has strict orders to get to Captain Keyes ASAP. Once Halo gets there, Captain Keyes is like, "Oh, thank God you're here. I wanted you to come right away so I could give you this pistol that has no bullets in it." And Halo is like, "Are you fucking serious?" Then Halo and Keyes start to cha-cha real smooth, but Keyes isn't impressed by Halo's moves and he insults him harshly. As revenge, Halo snatches Keyes' sexy holographic assistant and sticks the USB stick into the back of his skull, which causes irreversible brain damage. Halo yeets his way out of the Pill of Awesome with an escape pod with some other Marines. However, the Marines humiliate Halo over his defeat against Captain Keyes in the dance competition, so he murders them all before the escape pod can even land, making him the only survivor in his group. When he leaves the escape pod, he realizes that the hula hoop is actually a beautiful vacation resort, which answers the question why the Covenant are after the ring as well. Surely they want to take it over and dominate the timeshare market. Halo went around the ring looking for other surviving Marines, which took a lot longer than it should have since his previously self-inflicted brain damage caused him to get distracted by all the tourist attractions on the resort, like these giant purple rides that fly into the air. Unfortunately, the ride operator was an asshole and wouldn't let Halo board even when he unloaded all the passengers and freed up all the seats. This made Halo mad and he killed all the people who got off the ride each time. The Marines he found, fortunately, did not need to be killed because they didn't know about his humiliating defeat in the dance competition. Halo saves a lot of Marines, but Captain Keyes was captured by the Covenant, which means Halo needs to save his stupid hula hooping ass. The best option is to sneak their way into the Covenant ship while taking them out as covertly as possible. So obviously Halo brings a fucking anti-material rifle with 200 decibel gunshots. Gunshots. So obviously gunshots. Okay. Okay. So obviously Halo brings a fucking anti-material rifle with 200 decibel gunshots. However, Halo got lucky because all the Covenant were partying earlier that night and lost their hearing from the overly loud EDM music. So without the Covenant being able to hear anything, Halo was able to sneak kill them pretty easily and board the ship. Halo was optimistic about rescuing the Marines since the Covenant weren't very smart and left medkits inside their cells that they can use to heal themselves. But that optimism was replaced with dismay when he found the Marines weren't smart enough to use the medkits to prevent their deaths. Like, seriously, it's gaming 101. If your health is low, use a medkit or you die, Jesus. Fortunately, Halo finds Keyes and some other Marines unharmed and helps them escape the Covenant ship using one of those rides that Halo saw earlier. The ride was even better than he thought because inside it was a mini fridge filled with booze. They all wasted no time getting wasted. A pair of theme park security guards show up to stop them from stealing the ride. Captain Keyes tries a maneuver to evade them, but is so drunk he just slams the ride into the wall instead. The guards laugh at his pathetic maneuver, which ends up in their favor because their laughter distracts them and buys them enough time to escape. Now that Captain Keyes is safe, it's time to celebrate with an anime beach episode filled with anime titties. But when the Marines got there, they found that the Covenant arrived before they did and stole all the anime shawties for themselves. Halo flew into a blind rage and murdered all the Covenant for depriving him of his precious anime titties. After the massacre, Halo felt bad and wanted to make it up to the Covenant. Seeing as how it was Christmas time, Halo decided to spread Christmas cheer by gifting the Covenant bullets. Lots and lots of bullets. The Covenant didn't seem to like their gifts, however. It would seem he and they would remain enemies. After Halo was done spreading his Christmas cheer, he uploaded Cortana into the hula hoop and she downloaded all his data. He was all like, so much knowledge, that's the good shit. Halo became concerned that she was getting addicted to data like it was crack. He tried speaking up about her drug problem, but she interrupted him. I need more. Bring me more crack data. Data, not crack. Crack data. Because Halo was whipped as hell, he obeyed her without question and went into the ghetto part of the hula hoop, Shrek's swamp, to find more of the cracked data. Halo found a drunken partygoer. He removed the USBs from their helmet so he can use them to fuel Cortana's drug addiction, but got distracted by watching a pirated horror movie he found in one of the USBs. After the movie, he ran into some of the tourists on the resort who ate from a contaminated buffet and got serious food poisoning, which caused them to look sickly and grotesque. Because Halo was still scared from the horror movie he just watched, he mistook the tourists for zombies and killed any that he saw. He found a shotgun that he used to kill the sick tourists as if he were Master Chief from the Doom series. After gunning down all the tourists, Halo meets the resort's robot butler. Because of Halo's worsening brain damage, he introduces himself as Master Chef from Doom and asserts that his souffle is the best in the world. The robot butler is concerned by Halo's low IQ and takes him to a library where he can read some books so he can get smarter. Halo is frustrated by this as he cannot read. Fortunately, more of the tourists appear, giving Halo the opportunity to roleplay once again as his favorite video game icon, the Master Beef. Several dead tourists later, Halo finds the granddaddy of USBs to bring back to Cortana. The robot butler is okay with him taking it because he thought he wanted it for the rich collection of audiobook MP3s that it contained within. However, when Halo gave it to Cortana to fuel her drug addiction, the robot butler got mad and commanded his army of robot butler butlers, because the main robot butler is the butler to the resort and these other robots are butlers to him, making them sub-butlers, therefore robot butler butlers, to kill Halo and Cortana. In order to hide the truth of his murdering the tourists and her drug addiction, they decide to destroy the hula hoop vacation resort against Captain Keyes' wishes. The first step in the plan to accomplish this is disabling the resort's massive Wi-Fi towers. Without internet, even the most beautiful getaway spot will seem like a wasteland to tourists, and the owners will have no choice but to shut it down. After disabling the Wi-Fi, Halo needed to rescue Captain Keyes' dumbass from getting captured again. Cortana had absorbed so much data that she gained new abilities. She used her newfound crackhead powers to teleport Halo to Captain Keyes' location, but now that she's a crackhead, she can't think straight, causing her to miscalculate and she teleports him upside down. Not only that, Halo's inside the wrong Covenant ship. He jumps out of the ship and into a pool of gorilla snot so he can make his way into the correct Covenant ship. The Covenant start killing the tourists because if word gets out that they got food poisoning, the Covenant will lose their timeshare investment. Halo finds Captain Keyes, but it's too late. He too has succumbed to severe food poisoning. Now that the captain is defenseless, Halo takes advantage of this opportunity to get revenge. Make fun of my dancing wheel, you take this! Nobody makes fun of Master Queef. Now was the time for the second part of the plan, overloading the Pill of Awesome's engines to destroy the resort. Things would have been fine if it had not been for the robot butler meddling with the ship. He siphoned the ship's data with the intent of using it to replace what had been stolen from the library. He was looking forward to the enjoyment of its categorization like a fucking nerd when he accidentally snorted some of the data and became addicted. Now his drug-fueled rampage drove him to send his robot butlers to attack Halo once more so that he can get to Cortana's drug stash. Halo avoided the robots and overloaded the ship's engines by chucking grenades into the exhaust vents. Okay, real talk. Everybody complains about the library because it's supposed to be repetitive, and I guess it kinda is. I see why some people wouldn't like that level. There's a lot of sections where the monitor has you wait in a certain place while a bunch of flood just keeps spawning. But I find it baffling that nobody's talking about this level right here, this part in particular. Trying to blow up these fucking vents while the flood just keeps on spawning infinitely. It's fucking aggravating. The part that makes it bad is the fact that for some reason the vents just don't blow up most of the time. Like, even if you throw a grenade in there perfectly, or if you use a rocket launcher, which is even easier, sometimes it just doesn't fucking blow up. And then when you run out of explosives, you have to run all the way back to the armory to get more, and go back and go all the way to back up the fucking stairs and fight all the flood and fucking Anyways, back to the video. After the engines are overloaded, it's time to haul ass and the game changes from a shooter to the Simpsons hit and run. Halo narrowly avoids the angry tourists who wanted to make him pay for destroying the Wi-Fi by hopping into a baby ship inside the mama ship.
Fast as fuck, boy!
Sergeant Badass discovers he's gay for some Covenant ass. And Halo escapes the exploding hula hoop resort, and credits roll. Thank you guys for watching. Click all the buttons, check out the description, you know the drill, and I'll see you next time.
Damn, who that handsome motherfucker down the street? Oh shit, that's me, and I'm about to make life my bitch. They know what's up me, this one man war machine. Two in the head, one in the chest, fucking